Hello there. So, my ornament video that I did was pretty okay the last time I did one. We made this ornament and two ornaments over here on this tree. So today I wanted to do some more ornaments, some pretty easy ornaments. We've got this one Christmas tree ribbon ornament that I think is adorable. Look at her. She's cute. Then we've got this wreath ornament. I think she's adorable too. And then this granny square circle ornament. I think that one came out really cute as well. So I wanted to go through how we make those three ornaments. And, oh, by the way, I'm Cricket Claus, your local friendly neighborhood Mrs. Claus. I am here. I'm giving you the business with my cape. I come to you on Mondays with crochet, and I come to you on Thursdays with DIY. So I figured today I would go ahead and film this video with these ornaments for you, and I hope that you enjoy. And I hope you make them. I want to see them when you do. My lord. Okay, I put down a different tablecloth. Normally I have my black one on here, but for some reason, even with all the lights I've got, you couldn't see the yarn. So, if my camera will go ahead and focus. I think my camera's got ADHD. It's not focusing well because of the white background. All right. There we go. That's better. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the Christmas tree ornament. So with that ornament, what we're going to do is we're going to take a green yarn and some beads. I used white beads, yes, on the last one. So I'm going to switch it up and use a different kind of bead on this one. Let's see, I needed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7 of the colored beads. I think we're going to go with the red and white. I think I have enough to do that. Then I did a brown bead at the bottom, and I will do a red bead at the top of this one. So let me put those back in their bag, and we'll get this one started. Oh my. I'm dropping balls everywhere. Just dropping them everywhere. Go back in your bag. Now I got these beads on Temu. I think I got like 400 of them for $3. So let me get the microphone closer to my face so you can hear me. I got those beads, like I said, about 300 or 400 of them for $3 on Temu. You can get similar ones at Michael's and even Walmart, but they're going to be more expensive. This is the value weight, or the value big twist worsted weight yarn. And what we're going to do with that to make this ornament is we're going to start with a slip knot. Then we are going to chain 100. Come back here. There. Then we're going to chain 100. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. If I didn't tell you guys, I'm using a size 4mm hook. So a 4mm hook is what I'm going to use for all of these projects today. Did I say that was 50? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 70. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 80. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 90. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 100. Okay, so now we have a chain of 100, and it looks super long. It really does. But once we start winding it up, it's not going to be as long as you think it is, because we've got to make it do this little zigzaggy thing the whole way down. So now we're going to take and chain 2 more times to make a double crochet. So that's going to be our first double crochet. Then we're going to double crochet into the 3rd hook, or the 3rd stitch from the hook, and double crochet all the way to the end. So that's 100 some odd double crochets, but just keep crocheting all the way to the end. And I'm going to do it along with you so you can see how long it takes me. It may take you longer, it may take you shorter. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Maybe. We'll see. It could be a long video. Who knows? And as you see, mine's curling, and that's just because of tension. So keep that in mind. If yours curls, that can happen, and it will happen a lot of the time. Things like that happen, especially with how you have to do your tension for crochet. I hope that this is easier for you guys to see this time. Am I in close enough? Is my camera focusing good enough? I'm not sure. I'm still trying to get this camera set up properly to make these videos. And it is what it is. Sometimes you find the right camera, sometimes you don't. I feel like if I zoom in too much or I zoom out too much, you can't see any of what I'm doing. But we're working on it. We're going to try to improve the quality of every video from here on out. All right, we're starting to make progress. It's taking me longer because I have to work so far from my body. I don't know what it is about working with my crochet this far out, but it's so much easier for me when I hold it closer to me. I don't know if you're like that or not, but I am. For sure. All right, I'm going to go ahead, and since I can crochet faster closer to my body, I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm doing my last double crochet now. And then I am going to just do a little chain, and I'm going to snip that off. Now, any way that you want to weave these ends, you can. I'll weave them in at the end after I get done working it into a Christmas tree, and then we'll see how it looks. So the way I want to start at the top is I want to do my little zigzag, and actually what I'm going to need to do is pull out enough of the yarn that I'm using and a yarn needle, and I am going to thread this needle about that much. We'll see. It might be too much, but it doesn't matter. So we want to lay out our tree how we want it to look. Like width-wise and all of that. You want it to look like a tree, right? You don't want it to be boring and look like it's just a straight up and down line, right? So I like to, tack out how long it needs to be. And then I'm going to put my beads in there where I want them. 3. Maybe I didn't need as many beads as I thought I did. All right. So we're going to start with our bottom bead, which is our brown bead. We're going to find the middle of that row. Then stick our bead through, middle of that row, bead through, middle of the next row. And my needle is not long enough to fit through 3 beads at a time. So we're going to have to pull it back out of that bead, pull it all the way through, then put our bead on. And then go in the middle again, put the bead on, middle again, bead on, pull through more, find the middle again, then bead, find the middle again, bead, push through, then middle of the top, and then put our top bead on. So it may not be as symmetrical or as perfect as the other one was. It might be more perfect. I'm not sure. Let's see. Well, it looks good. That's all I care about. So what we're going to do now is we are going to make a knot in the bottom. And I'm going to double knot it a little bit just to keep that bead on there. Make like a big fat knot at the bottom so that it doesn't come loose. Trim that off. Then cut up here. Now, when I made the other one, I was silly. I don't know why I thought that using the yarn doubled over, I could just pull it through and then I would have a loop. Yeah, that doesn't account for the needle being in there. So keep that in mind. Now I'm just going to tie a regular knot up here at the top. And that's how we'll hang it from the tree. How easy is that guy? And how cute. Cute and easy. I'm going to snip that a little bit more. Ah, my scissors are getting dull. They're not wanting to cut right. There we go. Got that edge off. And now this one. All right, now I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to weave my ends in down the side. And we'll have our first ornament done. I may need a bigger yarn needle, but right now this is the one I have handy because the other one doesn't fit through the loops on the balls. So I don't want to mess that up. All right, now I'm going to weave the other end in and then we'll get started on the wreath one. It's actually almost as much work as this one, but still just as simple. These are so easy. You can do them with your kids. I encourage that. I know my nephews love to crochet. They just started doing those Woobles kits and they love them. So here's our first ornament. How pretty is she next to her other counterpart? There they are. Cute, cute, cute. Easy to make. Done with that one. Now let's pull this bad boy out. This one is a little wild. It's a little wild, but I think that when we get done with it, you'll see it's actually easier than you thought. So you need 2 colors of yarn. I'm going to stick with the green that I have right here, and I used a red in this one, but I think I'm going to go with a gold this time. Let me grab a gold out of my stash. All right, there's the center pole on that bad boy. Okay, so what you're going to do, I'm going to do it with the green one first. That way you guys can see it pretty easily. It's actually quite easy to make. So with this one, I think it came out too big. So I want to do less than that, but I know that if I only do half of it, it's not big enough. So instead of doing 25 or 50, I think we're going to go with 40 even chains on our first foundation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. All right, so we've got 40, a chain of 40 right here. And what we're going to do is we are going to do a half double crochet into the third hook, or the third stitch chain from the hook. And then we're going to do 2 more half double crochets in that same chain space. We're going to go into the next chain space and we are going to place 3 half double crochets into that same chain space. And we are going to do that the entire way down these 40 chains. 3 half double crochets in every single chain. 2, 3. And what that's going to do is it's going to give us a good spiral so that we can then twist it together with the other yarn. I'm going to go ahead and finish this one out. If your yarn is starting to curly-cue, that is what it's supposed to do. So just keep doing that. I'm going to finish it out and then I'm going to make the gold one and I'll show you the next step from there. Okay, I am almost at the end of my gold one. I've got, I think, 6 more stitches to make. 1, 2, 3. Yep, we're going into the last piece, or the last chain now. 1, 2, 3. All right, then I'm just going to chain 1 and fasten off. All right, so now we have 2 little curly cues. Well, how do we make them into one? Well, I'm going to start at the end where they're both jagged, basically, or the ends, and we're just going to twist them together. Just twist and keep twisting. And it's going to do like a phone cord. You know what I mean? If you twist it, it tightens up. If it doesn't, it doesn't, you know, or you don't twist it enough, it's going to tighten up. You got to interlace them together, twist them just enough to where you don't make one bigger than the other or one smaller than the other, and then they're going to be longer. They should be exactly the same width and length. Now, mind you, you could just leave them like that, especially the gold one, and just have like a curly Q ornament on your tree. But if you twist them together, then you can have a wreath. Now, I've twisted them together. Now I'm going to take my little ends here that I have left over. I think I'm going to tie them together because I think that's what I did on the other one. Just for my mental health's sake, just tie them together in a knot. And then I'm going to take this other end where I didn't tie it together, and I'm going to use my yarn needle to sew them to the other side. If I can get the yarn on my yarn needle. Get in there, buddy. Oh, two things of yarn together in this little bitty yarn needle does not make it happy, that's for sure. All right, and I'm just gonna like sew it into the top of both of these just to kind of join them together. I might do 2 or 3 passes to make that work, but for now we may end up using just our crochet hook to finish it out. All right, I've got a couple of pieces in there. I've got it in there pretty good. Now, you've got these these ends just hanging out. I'm going to tie them together again real quick just to kind of make sure everything stays nice and secure. And this little section we're going to cover up anyway, so you don't necessarily have to cut them off, but I'm gonna. Because that top part we're going to cover up. Now, what do we want to embellish with here? We could do a little green bow like we did here. That's a pretty simple bow. And then our little loop to hang from. But I think I'm going to go in. I'm still going to do the little loop with a ball. I'm going to pull out a red ball. And I think we're going to put a red bow on there. So I'm going to take the gold, since that's one of our colors, and I'm going to put it on my yarn needle. The problem with this particular gold, I don't even remember which one it is. I just know that I got it to make a beanie with, and it shreds. So why not use it for something else? All right. I am going to feed this through on both sides of the little ball after I put it through the top of our project. Then I am going to tie it at the top, and we have our loop. Then I'll show you how we do our little bow. This is like one of the simplest bows you can do as an applique thing on here. So I'm going to take a red, and I'm going to chain 30, 20, maybe 20. Let's see what 20 looks like. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Let's do 30. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. All right. Then we're going to pull out a little tail. All right. Now, pull that tight, pull the other end tight, and then snip off close to that knot, to your slip knots. Then we're going to take another piece of the red yarn, put it on our yarn needle, there we go. And I'm going to take this piece, I am going to fold it like so. Basically just make a loop out of it and pinch. Then you're going to take your yarn on your yarn needle, you're going to poke it through your project, behind your little loop here that you made, flip it over your loop, back through your project, pull tight, and you have a bow. Now I'm going to cut this end off a little bit, and then I'm going to take my ends here and tie them in a knot and then trim it again. This is a very beginner friendly, cute little ornament to make, especially if you want to make it with your kids or your grandkids or your great grandkids. Either way. Look how cute that bad boy came out. Oh, I love it. Cute little wreath. So now we have 2 wreaths. We have 2 Christmas trees. Now we just need our Christmas ball. Now this one is a little more involved. I will say that. But I think it came out really cute. It's not quite as round as I would like it, and I think that's because of the yarns that I used. But let's make her. She's pretty easy. Let's move these guys out of the way. We don't want them to get in the way of what we're doing. So basically you need to make 2 circular granny squares. And those 2 circular granny squares are going to be in like a denomination of 3. So I started with the red yarn on that one. I think I'm going to start with a gold yarn for this one. You can't see that very well. Can you see the red very well? Kind of. All right. I'll show you what we're going to do. We're going to make a slip knot. Then we are going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we are going to do a double crochet into your slip knot basically. You're going to do 1, then you're going to do 8 more. So you're going to have 10 counting those chains there of double crochets. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you don't have to worry about tucking this tail in. You know how I'm always talking about tucking the tails in when I'm doing a granny square. You don't have to worry about that because this is going to be inside of your ball once you close it up. So I'm going to close this up with a slip stitch into the top of that chain 3, actually 4, but we're going to say it's 3. Into the top of that, I'm going to pull this out, cut it off. All right, so we're going to change colors now. In the last one I went with green, but I think I'm going to go ahead and go with the gold in this one. I'm going to take my hook, stick it back through that same spot where we did our slip stitch to close this end, and we're going to pull a little bit of yarn through. I'm going to take my tail, and I am going to tuck this one this time. The tail on the yellow, the gold and the red, I'm going to tuck them together into my stitches as I go. I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to pull that tight, pull that red one tight too. That way you've got it good and tight. Then you're going to do another double crochet into that same hole where you made this chain 3. Then you are going to do a double crochet. You're doing 2 together actually. So you're basically going to pull up the double crochet like you normally would, but only do 1 loop. Then go again, and this is all in the same, the top of the same double crochet. So you're going to pull that together. Then you're going to do that again. Double crochet together, 2 together in the same stitch. And you're going to do this the whole way across. That's going to keep that circular shape that you want with your ball. While also sort of creating an increase, but not at the same time. Again, double crochets together the whole way around. And the next row, we'll definitely do in green this time. If you don't know what I mean by double crochet two together, basically, let me get closer to you so you can see this. All right, so you're gonna do your loop. Focus, there we go. Do your loop, go into your hole, bring it up, do one pull through, loop again, go back into that hole, pull your loop through, now loop through all. And that creates a double crochet two together. And we're going to continue to do that the whole way around. We're almost done with this row. Looks like we've got two more left. Now we're going to slip stitch into the top of that other side, just like we did on the other, and tie off. I leave a long enough tail so that I can tighten it while I'm going, but while I'm tucking it into the next row. So this is how that's going to start looking. It's cute. She's cute. Now on the next one, it gets a little more complicated. It's not more complicated. I just make it sound that way. So again, we're going to go back into that same spot, pull our yarn through that we're using now, chain 3, then go back into the same hole with another double crochet. Now this time you're going to chain 1 in between each double section of 2 double crochets, but you are going to do 2 regular double crochets into the top of each stitch. So 1, 2, then chain 1. 1, 2, chain 1. 1, 2, chain 1. 1, 2, chain 1. And keep doing this the whole way around. 1. Okay. Feeling a little crazy today. 1, 2, chain 1. 1, 2, chain 1. 1, 2, chain 1. And we're going to finish it all the way around. 1, 2, chain 1. 1, 2, chain 1. 1, 2, chain 1. 1, 2, chain 1, slip stitch into the top of that first chain 3. Then we're going to pull it out, cut it off, move on to our next color. This next color is going to be a little bit more work. It's really not. It's just going to seem like it is. So I'm going to come in with this Big Twist shiny acrylic. It's called Twinkle in red. It's a little darker than our cinder color red that we're using, but that's okay because it is visually interesting. So what we're going to do now is we are going to go into, I'm gonna weave this in a little bit, just a little bit. Not a whole lot, because we're going to finish weaving it in later. What we're going to do now is we are going to attach ourselves in one of these holes that we just made with the chain ones. I'm going to do this one here. Just going to tie on a regular little knot. Then I'm going to go through here, grab up some yarn on my hook. I'm going to chain 3. Then I'm going to do 2 double crochets into the same hole. This is going to give it that granny square, granny circle appearance by going into this space. Then we are going to go, no chains in between, we're just going to go 3 double crochets into each one of the holes. 3. And I'm tucking in those tails as I go while I'm doing this one. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I had so much fun playing with this yesterday, trying to make it work for an ornament, just trying to make it something different that I haven't done before. I had seen some similar to this online, and I was trying to figure out how they did it, so I just sat down and worked it out on the couch the other day while we were watching a movie, and I think it came out really cute. Again, I'm just going to go around and keep doing the same 3 double crochets, and then this will be it for this side. So once you get done with your double crochets and you slip stitch, you're going to do the exact same thing again on the other side. I mean, just basically the opposite thing, the opposite side. It's the exact same pattern. You're just making a second one. Then we will crochet them together. So once I finish this one, I will let you finish yours, and I'm going to make the second one. Then I'll show you how to join them together. It's real simple too. All right, this is my last 3 doubles, and then slip stitch into the top of this bad mama jamma here and cut it off. All right, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make another one just like this, and I will be right back. All right, my camera's getting a little hot, so we're going to go ahead and put this together real quick and then call it a day. So I'm going to take, I think I'm going to do this one. Do I want to do the gold as, no. I think we're going to go with this dark green that I have hidden over here somewhere. Let me get these out of the way. Ooh. Here we go. An army green. We're going to go with an army green. I know, it doesn't match the ornament per se, but we're going to go with it anyway. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our 2 ends, and in the back loop of your top of your crochet, we are going to use that to join our balls. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this and pull it through. I'm going to leave that inside there. And then we basically just do a little chain on top. Pull that back tight. Then we're going to go into the back of the next one and the back of the next one. Grab onto our green, pull it through both of those loops, and then through that chain that we had made. We're going to keep doing that all the way around. Back of the loop, back of the loop, hold on to, pull through, all the way through. Back of the loop, back loop, grab on, pull through, all the way. What this is going to do is it's going to leave like what's going to look like a chain on top the whole way around. Once you get about halfway, we'll stuff it. Now, what we stuff it with, that is up to you. You can take a clear Christmas ball, one of the colors that you used of your yarn, or you can just stuff it like I'm going to with polyfill. You could use a foam ball if you wanted to stuff it with. It's really up to you and up to what you're comfortable with. So I'll show you when I get halfway how I'm going to stuff that. All right. I think this part might be the most tedious because you're having to go through both pieces. The worst part is when you get to the very end of it and you've got to finish closing it up when you've got all the stuffing and everything in there. It's a mess, but it's worth it because this makes one beautiful ornament. So I'm kind of excited. I'm actually really excited to see how these come out. We saw how the other ones came out. They're really cute. I switched up the colors on this one and added the gold to it. So I'm hoping that it will be just as pretty as the other one. I'm super stoked about this. I can't wait to see my tree this year. My trees. I'm going to have an entire tree that's nothing but crocheted ornaments and crocheted garlands, and we're going to make all of those on camera here. So I want you guys to be a part of that. I want y'all to see the tree when it comes out. I have an idea or two for garlands for the tree. So that will be a project later in the season, closer to Christmas, because I kind of want to be able to put it on the tree once I get it made. And that'll be like the first thing we put on the tree before we put the ornaments on there. But I am going to crochet all of these ornaments for my tree, and I want them on there so bad I can taste it. It's going to be so cute. Now, because I'm stuffing mine with polyfill, I'm going to go a little past the halfway mark, but you can see where you can stick just the Christmas ball down in there and then continue around as you go. I hope you guys like this one. I hope you love it as much as I do, because I think the other one came out really pretty. And I can't wait to see how these colors come out. Now, if you stuff it with polyfill or a fiber ball, you are going to see, or a foam ball, whichever one, you are going to see that through the crochet just a little bit. But I don't think that that matters too much, especially with the polyfill, because then it kind of looks like snow. So let me grab my polyfill. I think I left it in the living room where I was working on this stuff. I will be right back. Okay, so now we have our polyfill, and I'm really surprised with me leaving it in the living room that my dog hasn't eaten it all and killed it. Wow. That's scary. I was reaching into my polyfill and I found a dead spider. Gross. That freaks me out. I hate spiders. We just had the house treated for spiders 2 weeks ago yesterday, and they said it could take up to 2 weeks for all the spiders to die. I did not think I'd find a dead spider in my crochet fill stuff. All right, so I've got my polyfill in there. Super easy, just plop it in there. Now I'm going to keep going around. Where am I? I'm right there, so I need to go into this one. We had a huge problem when we first moved in with just spiders everywhere, and it was mortifying. I'm terrified of spiders. So to find a dead one in my polyfill makes me wonder, holy moly, what if I'd have found it when it wasn't in my polyfill? Or if I'd have gone in my polyfill to pull my polyfill out and got bit by a spider, I'd have freaked out. All right. Now, I don't know how I got all jacked up here, and I ended up not matching up on the end. That's crazy. Where's your end? It's right there. Okay. Let me tie these ends together and see if I can't make it work out. All right, stuff those back down in there. All right, once we get to the top, when you get close to being completely closed, I missed a stitch somewhere, so I'm going to have to go in and go into the same one here. Pull this bad boy through, go in here, nope, here, and there, and grab. No. Do what I'm telling you to do, hands. There we go. My hands aren't wanting to do what I tell them. All right, so now we're at the top. We're almost completely closed. I'm going to chain 15, I think it was. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then I'm going to come in, come to this other side, and use that to close it up. And now we have our loop at the top, and we can pull this, cut it off, and use that to sew it in, or go in with our hook and weave the ends in. Either way, she came out really pretty. Either way, I think she came out great. See, you can see the polyfill a little bit through, but that's okay, because again, it looks like snow. So I'm finishing her up real quick, and then we're done. Get weaved in there, dadgummit. That might be the last time that I blindly stick my hand into my polyfill bag, though. I will say that. If you look at this little curlicue here, so this one I did 25 chains and then did the spiral trying to make the wreath, but because I did 25, it doesn't quite come together. So if you wanted to make an icicle, that would be how I would recommend doing that. So if you did it in like a blue or a silver or a gold, you could make it an icicle, almost like a tinsel. So here we go. There are our ornaments that we've made today. I love it. All right, so there's 3 more styles of ornaments. Well, 4 technically if we use the little curly Q that we can make for our trees. I really love these. I think they're super cute. It's going to make for a very boho, very awesome crocheted Christmas. And I hope you guys can do this. I hope you guys love this tutorial. I hope you guys can show me. I mean, send me your ideas. Like, whatever you want me to do next, I want to do. I love these ornaments. I'd love to do some more ornaments. If you're a crocheter and you've made your own patterns and you would like a pattern tester, and you would like me to test your pattern on one of my videos, feel free to email me. The email is cricketclaws@gmail.com. I'll put it on the screen so you guys can see that, or I'll put it in the description. But yeah, email me your patterns and I'll test them out on YouTube for you so you guys can see how they work. I'll even put a link to your pattern in the description. Anything you guys want to see or want me to do, just please feel free to comment, send me all of your ideas. I want to do them. I want to make this the most crochet-tastically wonderful Christmas that you can get. I'm making stuff up now, weird words. But yeah, I'm moving around too much. I can see the focus on my camera is acting up. So again, like, subscribe, comment, do all the things. Let's get this stuff pushed out. Let's make some bomb Christmas stuff. I think the next Christmas crochet item that we're going to do is going to be a garland for sure. And then maybe we'll try to make a Mrs. Claus dress. Not the granny square one. We'll try to make something different that's Mrs. Claus. If you have any ideas or requests for patterns that you would like to see me do, as long as I can get the approval from the pattern writer, I would love to do that. So, yeah, you guys have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video.